In this video, we will see how to configure a network to execute the FLISR function in ActionWise. Let's open the network editor in Run Extensions Self-Healing Editor. And let's start by creating new groups. Clicking in New Group, we can give a name to the new group and the ID number comes on automatically. Now, inside the groups, we can create a new network. Clicking on the new network, we can configure the network, giving it a name and choosing a color. Now I'll create a second network to follow the design of my distribution network that I want to model. Networks are the same as feeders, and each group is meant to be used in a separate display. Now I'll add elements to my first network. So this is a bus that is meant to connect two elements. This is a supply that will represent my power source. This is a load. This is a capacitor. And the last one is a switch that can be used as a simple switch or as a recloser. I'll start by creating my supply. When I drag and drop it here, I can fill in this form with its properties. For this kind of supply, we have to use the network template. Now I have to add a bus. Actually, there is a mistake here. I've created them in the feeder 2. But if I select both of the controls and click on the other network, it will change networks for me. Okay, so this is our first bus, and let's add a second bus right now. And now let's add a breaker. This will be the circuit breaker of the feeder. When I click on the breaker, as I have touched both of the buses with the breaker, it already recognizes all the buses that it's connected to. I have just to add the code for it. I will add breaker 01. There are properties right here. I will add the closed property, normally closed, and the other properties I'll show you in the next breaker that I'll add, okay? I will add another bus here and another one. And to create a branch between two buses, we don't have an element to it. It's just a connector. When we click on the bus, it appears a little arrow, and then we just select it and drag to the next bus. This symbol that appears shows that the branch recognized the second bus. Now I'll fill the properties. And I will add a second branch. I will leave the branches configurations to the end, where I will be able to select all the branches and configure all of them by once. Now to add a load, I will just drag and drop it in my display, connect it to a bus, and fill the properties. Now I will add another bus, so I can add my second switch. But now I will configure my switch as a recloser, not as a breaker anymore. So this is where I choose the recloser function. I will put a current to it, add another code. It recognizes the buses. I will say that it has protection, and I will ask for a delay of 20 seconds to let the protection work. Here I'll set that the breaker has measurements on both sides. And now that we have already configured one element of each type, I will fast forward to the end of the configuration. For the second network, I will copy all the elements from the first network and paste them. With all of them selected, we can change networks. Okay, now I'll have to set the configuration of each one of them. I will fast forward to the last breaker. And now I'll add one normally opened recloser to connect both networks. When we try to save the project, it warns us if there is any configuration missing in any of the elements. In this case, there are several configurations missing. I will correct it and try to save again. And now we can save, and we can even open it again to check if it's everything correct. Once we have finished the network design, we'll have to close the project and open it again. Then we'll go to Edit, Run, Extensions, and click on the SnapWise import. Fill in the combo box with the unique options that we have and execute. And that's all. At the end, don't forget to close and open the project one more time.